Hi, I'm Joiray with Home Pro Realty. I am also a member of the Board of Realtors in Northeast Florida. I enjoy what I do. I help people buy and sell homes, of course, but outside of that, I'm in the community a lot and I'm very hands-on. I believe that people should have good references and build good relationships. One of the relationships that I chose to build and is going really good is with home improvement specialist AJ. His company is Punchlist Pros. He's been in the area for quite some time now. His motto, and I'm going to read it, is let Punchlist Pros do jobs not getting done, spend more time having fun.
That's right.
Okay, and we are family-oriented people. We want to have fun. But what AJ and I have been talking about is renovations. So if you are a seller and you're considering renovating your home, there's some things that you need to know. So one of the things that AJ and I discussed was, what are the 2 top renovations you find yourself making for sellers? So when you get that call and you do a walkthrough with someone and they say, I want to prepare my home for the market, or sometimes they just want to prepare their home for better living for themselves. What are the 2 renovations that you hear about the most?
Well, so their needs are going to reflect what they want in order to sell their home. And painting is probably the number one thing that people want to get done, give their house a fresh look, whether it be an interior room or several rooms. And then the other thing would be they have the minor repairs that are the holes. There's little holes in the walls, or maybe a piece of molding is coming off. But there's items that need to be repaired or replaced in order to give the interior home the appearance that it is put together, it's complete, and it's fresh looking. And that's basically it. Sometimes that repair also includes the flooring. Flooring can get wore out, and that's the first thing people do is they look at the walls and they look at the floor.
And I know that to be true because I've showed several homes, and the first thing they do, we go into the house, we open it up, we look around, and they do this.
Right.
They're looking at the walls.
Yep.
Another thing that hits them, of course, if you're putting your home on the market, is the smell when you walk into the door. So you want to make sure your vents are clean and you have that.
And a lot of times the floor holds that smell. Carpet is probably the number one reason why a lot of people have some strange smells going on. And
yes.
I'm just saying, if you've got old carpet and you're trying to sell a home, invite a friend over and have them, just say, be honest. Is there something going on here? And that's probably number one is to get that taken out and replace it.
That's very good. I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of times, whether I am showing a home or listing a home, a lot of times we'll see carpet allowance.
Right.
And that's because flooring is key.
Right.
If you're not going to go in and do the renovation ahead of time for the flooring, you're going to find yourself given an allowance.
That's right. And always have to go back with carpeting. Carpeting is the cheapest, but most people around here want to see either tile or hardwood. Just depends upon the room, right?
Yeah, you're very right. I hear that often. Now, renovations, typically, how long do they take? Can you have from a day to 6 months? What is the mindset that people should have pertaining to the time frame?
Yeah, and that's good to know because it depends upon what you're doing. Obviously, if you're painting a room, that paint is going to be, a simple couple hours. You'll be in and out of it in a day. Versus, this would help to explain if you're painting the entire house, all the bathrooms, the laundry room, and the trim and all the doors. That's going to take, depending upon the size of your house, it's going to take a week plus. So there's an example. If you're just replacing the vanity in your bathroom, you're talking 2 days with new countertops, caulking, and fixing the paint on the wall once we take the vanity off. Versus if you're redoing the entire bathroom, new flooring, new toilet, you're taking out the tub, you're taking out the shower, you're taking the sheetrock. So you're talking a job that would be, not complete in 3 days. It's going to be a week plus, if not more. So it depends upon what the renovation is.
All right, so you want to think about your renovation. You want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time. You don't want rush jobs. And with that being said, what are ways that people can save when making home improvements? Because 9 times out of 10, if you're getting ready to sell your home or you're just doing something in your home for yourself, some people don't always want to break the bank per se.
Right.
So how can they save but maintain quality?
And so this is a 2-part question for me anyways. I mean, obviously you have to feel comfortable with the things that you're doing. And I've talked and said this before, a lot of people want to do it themselves, DIY.
Yes.
And certain things you can do yourself if you feel comfortable. And we were talking about maintenance issues where someone could replace a light fixture. They could replace a cover plate if it was cracked, or but if you have a hole in the bottom of your door, or the side of your door, interior door is cracked, you can't fix it.
Right.
You have to replace the whole door. And I would say if people think they can do things themselves, and they in their heart they feel comfortable with that, then they can try it, and they could probably save some money. But 2 things that happen is I find myself coming back and repairing things that people didn't get done right.
Yes.
And the other way people can really save is by honestly hiring a licensed contractor, and not somebody's cousin who does that on the side. Because what happens is you can't recuperate money from an unlicensed contractor, because there's nobody who's going to hold them to that. He won't come back, or she won't come back and fix what it is that needs to be done.
That's right.
And then you end up calling someone like me, who's a licensed home expert, and then you're paying us to do the same thing twice. So if you call and deal with a licensed contractor first on a job that you don't want to do yourself, that's going to save you the most money. And if you hire me, I got plenty of stories to tell, and you'll be surprised. It's amazing what people go through, and then they end up calling a licensed person. Right?
Yeah, very good. And there's steps to these things when you're going to do repairs. So that licensed person is going to know, quote unquote, the order of operation.
Correct.
So you don't end up with a bigger problem. So our homeowners and those looking to purchase a home, even renters who's thinking one day, you know what, that could be me. I'm going to be in the place of home ownership. Our major goal is to take care of you. What is one thing that a person can do in their home to maintain the longevity of their home?
And so that's a touchy question. One thing, was there one thing? And I would actually say, when you do repairs, when you do a small remodel, when you're painting a bedroom, some of the things that I think is always neglected is the flooring. And you would probably think, well, the flooring, but think about how much wear and tear we get in our floors.
Yes.
And when you go into a restaurant and you walk in and you're going to your table and you look down and you see this path on the floor that is kind of wore, you think it doesn't feel clean. It doesn't feel it. Flooring is probably one of the things that people neglect and they let go, and then later on,
I agree.
And you don't always have to replace the entire flooring at once. There can be one room, a kitchen, or a bathroom, or a hallway that as you go, you can do specific rooms at a time, and you're not having to spend an entire fortune. But flooring is one of the things I think that is probably the biggest improvement in a home, that you will get the biggest return on your investment without doing a full kitchen.
Okay.
Because a brand new floor and a kitchen that's okay will go a lot further than when someone comes in and they go, oh my gosh, we have to replace the floor too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're right. All right. Well, that's been some good stuff, some good information. I appreciate you sitting with me and sharing with the people and with the community. We're all about giving information. So just to recap really quick, some of the things we mentioned to maintaining our home or before we get ready to put it on the market is a fresh coat of paint.
Right.
We didn't say what type, but if you give us a call, we'll tell you what type of paint to use that would be better than some other types. We want to make sure that we're taking care of minor repairs. Those include the little holes that you get from hanging pictures and stuff, because that can be the death of us sometimes. We try to patch and then just paint a little spot and it can end up getting really yucky. Right? We want to make sure that we're using a licensed contractor. You can always go online, I think it's dpbr.com, and you can check out the licensing for contractors in your area. Punchlist Pros is definitely licensed and has been doing this for a good while. You want to make sure that you're maintaining your flooring, and remember, everything doesn't have to be done all at once. You can section things off, you can take your time, and you can maintain the longevity of your house. So I thank you again for tuning in. I'm Joiray Calfinai, Realtor in Northeast Florida. If you have any questions or concerns, you need to use my contacts, anything like that, just bounce things off of me. You can give me a call. I can be reached at 904-466-6010. I'm on Facebook, Joiray Calfinai, Kalfani, and that's Joiray at The Realtor. That's on Facebook. You can find me there. And then AJ is definitely available. He has a Facebook page. It's going to get more active, right? He has awesome Yelp reviews, and he's going to tell you how you can reach him.
You can get a hold of me. Obviously, my number is on both Facebook and Yelp, but 904-763-7767. And if you just want to remember 904-763-PROS. PROS is the suffix, and you can get a hold of us that way. And obviously, if you get a hold of the realtors at this office, they can let you know too. We're all here, all ready to help you.
Awesome. Thank you. We're in the community.